Christmas is a Christian festival which celebrates the birth of the Prince of Peace. At times it is almost hidden by the merrymaking and tinsel, but the essential message of Christmas is still that we all belong to the great brotherhood of man. This idea is not limited to the Christian faith. Philosophers and prophets have concluded that peace is better than war, love is better than hate, and that mankind can only find progress in friendship and cooperation. Many ideas are being questioned today, but these great truths will continue to shine out as the light of hope in the darkness of intolerance and inhumanity. The words, the brotherhood of man, have a splendid ring about them, but the idea may seem too remote to have any practical meaning in this hard and bustling age. Indeed, it means nothing at all unless the brotherhood, starting with individuals, can reconcile rival communities, conflicting religions, differing races, and the divided and prejudiced nations of the world. If we truly believe that the brotherhood of man has a value for the world's future, then we should seek to support those international organizations which foster understanding between people and between nations. The British people, together, have achieved great things in the past and have overcome many dangers. But we cannot make further progress if we resurrect ancient squabbles. The nations belonging to the Commonwealth have in their hands a well-tried framework for mutual help and cooperation. It would be short-sighted to waste this modest step towards brotherhood because we are too busy with the dissensions of the moment. Every individual and every nation have problems, so there is all the more reason for us to do our utmost to show our concern for others. Rich or poor, we all depend upon the work and skill of individual men and women, particularly those in industry and production who are the creators of wealth and prosperity. We depend on new knowledge, invention and innovation, practical improvements and developments, all of which offer us a better life. Yet we should not be obsessed by material problems. We must also be sure that we remain spiritually alive. Everything we do now is helping to shape the world in which our children are going to live. Our young people need all the help and opportunities we can give them to prepare them for the responsibilities which they will soon have to carry. Today, I have spoken of the brotherhood of man and the hope it holds out for the world. This should not remain a vague thought, nor an abstract idea. Each of us can put it into practice by treating one another with kindness and consideration at all times, and in spite of every kind of provocation. Christmas is a festival of peace. It is God's will that it should be our constant endeavor to establish peace on earth, goodwill towards men. I hope you all have a very happy Christmas and every good fortune in the new year.
Did you see my brother back? Yes, I saw you talking to him. He came down the street. I do trust him. Don't you? Goodbye, sir. Catch you down. Strip off these line on them. Well, the Lord be with you today and in the new year. Bless you. Bless you and your family.
Too often we hear about the Commonwealth only when there is bad news about one of its members, or when its usefulness or its very existence is questioned. Britain and other members of the Commonwealth responded generously after the terrible disaster in East Pakistan. But the fellowship of the Commonwealth does not exist only at such unhappy times. Many of us here in Britain have relatives living in other Commonwealth countries. And there are many who were born overseas living here. Because it is Christmas, we are probably thinking of them now. It is these personal contacts which mean so much. The strength of the Commonwealth lies in its history and the way people feel about it. All those years through which we have lived together have given us an exchange of people and ideas which ensures that there is a continuing concern for each other. That, very simply, is the message of Christmas. Learning to be concerned about one another, to treat your neighbor as you would like him to treat you, and to care about the future of all life on earth. These matters of the spirit are more important and more lasting than simple material development. It is a hard lesson, but I like to think that we in the Commonwealth have perhaps begun to understand it. I wish you a Merry Christmas. God bless you all. As the familiar pattern of Christmas and the New Year repeats itself, we may sometimes forget how much the world about us has been changing. One has only to look at an album of old family photographs to see how much has altered, even within the memory of our own parents and grandparents. This is a beautiful steam engine. Can you remember seeing a steam engine?
Yes, having driven by one, I think.
Lovely to be driving a train in a bowler hat, isn't it?
Yes.
No, well, he's a driver, but he's only having a go, I think.
Who is that?
Oh.
Who is that? Do you know?
Yes, I do.
Who?
Well, look. It's the same person that we've been talking about.
Oh, I see.
It's my grandfather, King
Yeah.
George V, and this was in 1924. See? Many of you who are watching are able, like me, to enjoy this Christmas with your families, and your children can enjoy the day as all children should. But tragically, there are many millions of others for whom this cannot be the same. Our thoughts and prayers should be for them. Our children will be living in a world which our work and deeds have shaped for them. Just looking at those photographs reminds us of some of the changes that have taken place in the last few generations, and makes me wonder what changes there may be in the future. We cannot possibly tell. We do know that we are passing on to our children the power to change their whole environment. But we also leave them with a set of values which they take from our lives and from our example. The decisions they take and the sort of world they pass on to their children could be just as much affected by those values as by all the technological wonders of this age. The Christmas message is really one for all seasons and not just for one day of the year. If we can show this by our lives and by our example, then our contribution as parents will be just as important as any made by scientists and engineers. Perhaps we can then look for the real peace on earth, and the powers which men have harnessed will be used for the benefit of our fellow men. I hope this Christmas Day is bringing to many of you peace and happiness, and for everyone the hope of this to come. May God bless you all. There can be few people in any country of the Commonwealth who are not anxious about what is happening in their own countries or in the rest of the world at this time. We have never been short of problems, but in the last year everything seems to have happened at once. There have been floods and drought and famine. There have been outbreaks of senseless violence. And on top of it all, the cost of living continues to rise everywhere. Here in Britain, from where so many people of the Commonwealth came, we hear a great deal about our troubles, about discord and dissension, and about the uncertainty of our future. Perhaps we make too much of what is wrong and too little of what is right. The trouble with gloom is that it feeds upon itself, and depression causes more depression. There are indeed real dangers, and there are real fears, and we will never overcome them if we turn against each other with angry accusations. We may hold different points of view, but it is in times of stress and difficulty that we most need to remember that we have much more in common than there is dividing us. We have the lessons of history to show that the British people have survived many a desperate situation when they acted together. People in a crowd may seem oblivious of each other. Yet if you look at your neighbours, you will see other people with worries and difficulties probably greater than your own. It is time to recognize that in the end we all depend upon each other, and that we are therefore responsible for each other. Fortunately, over the centuries, we have devised a way of sharing this responsibility, a uniquely effective system for bringing progress out of conflict. We have developed parliamentary government by which the rights and freedom of the people are maintained. It allows change to take place temperately and without violence, and when the time demands, it can reflect and give a voice to the determination and resolve of the nation. This system, this product of British genius, has been successfully exported to the worldwide Commonwealth. This year, I have opened Parliament 4 times, in New Zealand, in Australia, and twice the Mother of Parliaments in Westminster. I suspect this may be a record, but what impressed me was that the system itself flourishes thousands of miles away, and this alone should give us confidence. You may be asking, what can we do personally to make things better? I believe the Christmas message provides the best clue. Goodwill is better than resentment. Tolerance is better than revenge. Compassion is better than anger. Above all, a lively concern for the interests of others as well as our own. In times of doubt and anxiety, the attitudes people show in their daily lives, in their homes, and in their work are of supreme importance. It is by acting in this spirit that every man, woman, and child can help and make a difference. In Britain, I'm sure it could make all the difference. We are an inventive and tenacious people, and the comradeship of adversity brings out the best in us. And we have great resources, not just those of character, but in our industry and trade, in our farms, and in the seas around our shores. My message today is one of encouragement and hope. Christmas on this side of the equator comes at the darkest time of the year, but we can look forward hopefully to lengthening days and the returning sun. The first Christmas came at a time that was dark and threatening, but from it came the light of the world. I wish you all a happy Christmas. To all of you on this Christmas Day, whatever your conditions of work and life, easy or difficult, whether you feel that you are achieving something or whether you feel frustrated, I want to say a word of thanks. And I include all those who don't realize that they deserve thanks and are content that what they do is unseen and unrewarded. The very act of living a decent and upright life is in itself a positive factor in maintaining civilized standards. We face grave problems in the life of our country, but our predecessors, and many alive today, have faced far greater difficulties, both in peace and war, and have overcome them by courage and calm determination. They never lost hope, and they never lacked confidence in themselves or in their children. In difficult times, we may be tempted to find excuses for self-indulgence and to wash our hands of responsibility. Christmas stands for the opposite. The wise men and the shepherds remind us that it is not enough simply to do our jobs. We need to go out and look for opportunities to help those less fortunate than ourselves, even if that service demands sacrifice. It was their belief and confidence in God which inspired them to visit the stable. And it is this unselfish will to serve that will see us through the difficulties we face. We know that the world can never be free from conflict and pain, but Christmas also draws our attention to all that is hopeful and good in this changing world. It speaks of values and qualities that are true and permanent, and it reminds us that the world we would like to see can only come from the goodness of the heart. Wherever you may be, I wish happiness this Christmas.